Hey there, listeners. It's Brett Molina. Welcome back to Talking Tech. My co-host Mike Snyder is off today. So tell me if this situation sounds familiar. I obviously have my smartphone. A lot of us likely love our smartphone. And we put a lot of apps on there. And obviously I've downloaded lots of apps. But it's gotten to the point where I have a hard time keeping track of what apps I have, where they are. They're kind of in a hodgepodge all over the place across various screens. It just feels like a complete mess. And, a lot of this has to do with the fact that, our smartphones have got more storage, so they can accommodate more space, which means we can add way more apps without a problem. And although companies like Apple and Samsung have given us all these tools like folders and other stuff to help us keep track, it can still feel crazy. I write about this for tech.usatoday.com. I offer some tips on how to reorganize your phone so that it feels a little tidier and you're not scrambling around trying to figure out what apps are on there and how to figure out what. So the first thing you got to do, obviously, before you even get to the organizing part, is really kind of go through and maybe clean house a little bit. Figure out the apps that you either don't want or you kind of like them, you use them on certain occasions, but you don't really need them in front of you on a screen. So this is what you want to do. Obviously, on whatever phone you're on, you know the process for deleting an app. You press and hold on the icon. You'll see a pop-up. It gives you multiple options. You can delete the app if you know for sure you don't need it anymore, just delete it. Or you can edit the home screen. And what that does is that allows you to move the app around. You can do what you want with it. In some of those cases, what you can do is on iPhone, you can send it to your app library. So this is just a hub where all your apps live and you still have your app on your phone, but it's not taking up any real estate on your screen. The other thing you can do too, that makes this a lot faster if you're on an iPhone, is there are 4 dots along the bottom of the screen while you're still in this edit home screen mode. And you can delete whole home screens. So if you have a screen that's full of apps that either you don't need or want, or you want to move them to the app library, just get rid of the screen completely and it saves you a lot of time. Again, Android phones like Samsung Galaxy, process is very similar. Tap and hold on the app and you get rid of the shortcut, or you can get rid of the app entirely. Now let's get to the next step, which is figuring out how you want to organize it. And this is really what it's going to boil down to. There's a couple different ways you can organize your apps. It really depends on how you want to do it. So you can create folders. The process for that, again, is straightforward. You tap and hold onto an app until you're able to move it around on your screen. And then what you can do is move it on top of another app and that'll automatically create a folder. You can then name the folder, organize it how you want. You can have like a folder for social media apps. If you want a folder for just your games, you can organize it in whatever categories you choose. And that's great too if, say, you don't want a ton of home screens to cycle through. You want just one front screen and all your apps are there. The ones that you need the most, you can put all those folders on that one screen and have access to everything you need right away. The other option you have for all these phones, whether it's Android or iPhone, is widgets. And I like these a lot because it allows you to get information from apps where you're just popping in to check something. Example that comes up to me right away is the weather. Sometimes I want a quick hit of what the temperature is outside. I don't need to dive into my weather app and click on it and wait for that process. I can have a widget that just tells me the weather right away. I can see it at a glance and I can pop right out. I find it very useful also for other apps like the calendar or for notes and reminders. If I just want a really quick glance of something I meant to do today and I forgot about, I just can pop in super quick in that reminder widget, see what it is, and then move on. Along with widgets, this is where it can get kind of fun. You can create themed home screens. So if you want to create a screen specific to work and have all your work apps there and maybe a widget for your calendar and other things like that, you can have it that way. If you want more of a fun type screen where it's like you've got TikTok or you've got a couple games and then you have some other stuff, you can do that too. That, when you combine that, then you can really organize it how you want. And it makes it easier to find the apps you need. And it really helps you focus on just, the experiences you want on your phone. And you can really make it whatever you want it to be. If you want some more tips on this, be sure to read my story on tech.usatoday.com. Listeners, let's hear from you. Do you have any comments, questions, or show ideas? Any tech problems you want us to try to address? You can find me on Twitter at BrettMolina23. Please don't forget to subscribe and rate us or leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe to their newsletter. It comes out once a week, Talking Tech. Be sure to find it on usatoday.com for more. You've been listening to Talking Tech. We'll be back tomorrow with another quick hit from the world of tech.